Some office bullies don't yell. They don't threaten people openly. They don't slam doors or make dramatic scenes. Instead, they smile, they laugh, they turn everything into a joke. And that's what makes them dangerous, because the office bully who hides behind humor knows exactly what they're doing. They know insults sound softer when wrapped in laughter. They know humiliation becomes harder to call out when everybody else is chuckling. And they know if you react emotionally, they can immediately flip the situation and say, "Relax, I'm just joking." That phrase alone has protected more toxic behavior in workplaces than people realize. The office bully who hides behind humor usually studies the room carefully. They know who's insecure, who's quiet, who avoids conflict, who needs approval. And they slowly test boundaries. At first it may seem harmless, little comments, tiny digs, a sarcastic remark about your work, a joke about your appearance, a fake playful comment about your intelligence. Everybody laughs awkwardly. You laugh too, even though something inside you feels uncomfortable. That's how it begins. Because these people rarely attack all at once. They chip away at people gradually. And the strange part is, they often become some of the most socially accepted people in the office. Why? Because humor creates camouflage. People associate funny individuals with confidence, likability, and leadership. So when the bully hides inside comedy, many coworkers overlook behavior they would normally recognize as cruel. And sometimes the bully becomes so skilled at this game that they can insult someone directly in front of management, while still appearing charismatic. That's why targets often feel confused. Part of you wonders, am I being too sensitive? Did they really mean it? Maybe I'm overthinking. But your body usually knows before your mind admits it. You notice tension around them. You brace yourself before meetings. You rehearse responses in your head. You become hyper-aware whenever they enter the room. That's not harmless humor. That's psychological pressure. One major sign of this personality type is selective humor. Notice something carefully. They don't joke equally with everyone. They usually target people they perceive as less powerful. New employees, quiet coworkers, people who are kind, people who avoid confrontation. But watch how fast the humor disappears around someone intimidating or higher ranking. Suddenly they become polished, professional, respectful. That tells you the behavior is intentional, because truly playful people don't need victims. Another tactic they use is public embarrassment disguised as entertainment. They may expose your mistake during a group meeting, mock the way you speak, bring attention to something personal, then look around the room waiting for laughter. And if people laugh, the bully feels validated. That's another uncomfortable truth. Some workplace cultures accidentally reward this behavior, especially environments obsessed with dominance, competition, or social hierarchy. Sometimes people laugh not because something is funny, but because they're relieved the target isn't them, and that silence can slowly isolate the person being bullied. Over time, victims may start shrinking themselves, talking less, avoiding meetings, questioning their abilities, even losing confidence in skills they once felt proud of, all because someone decided cruelty was entertainment. But here's something important to understand. People who constantly weaponize humor often reveal more about themselves than their targets. A secure person does not need to humiliate others for social power. A mature person knows the difference between connection and domination. And emotionally intelligent people understand that humor should build relationships, not quietly destroy someone's self-esteem. Now, this doesn't mean every sarcastic person is toxic. Not every joke is bullying. Healthy humor feels mutual, safe, balanced. People laugh together, not at one person repeatedly. The difference is emotional impact. If one person constantly leaves interactions feeling small, anxious, embarrassed, or mentally exhausted, that's not comedy anymore. That's control. And one of the strongest things you can do is stop automatically participating in the performance. You don't always need a dramatic confrontation. Sometimes calm silence is powerful. Sometimes simply not laughing changes the energy entirely. Sometimes looking directly at the comment and asking, "What did you mean by that?" can completely expose the behavior. Because many hidden bullies rely on speed, noise, and social distraction. Once the spotlight stays on their words too long, the humor suddenly stops feeling funny. And remember this, people who constantly disguise cruelty as jokes often become uncomfortable when boundaries appear. Because boundaries remove access. They remove easy targets, easy reactions, easy entertainment. The office bully who hides behind humor survives off emotional access to people. Once that access disappears, their mask often begins to crack. And eventually, more people start noticing what was there all along. Because real humor makes people feel lighter. But disguised hostility always leaves a bruise underneath the laughter. If this message was helpful or interesting to you, please like, share, and subscribe. And always remember, when the behavior pattern repeats, the truth speaks. Until the next time.